Okay, this is English 101, week 6, part 10. I've moved locations for this sort of probably final video. I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit briefly. Um, I just wanted to talk a little briefly about, okay, sorry, make sure things are cool. I just want to talk briefly about sort of the conclusion to kind of unit 2. Um, One of the things Socrates is doing with his this theory about how love works. I just want to give you guys a big example to kind of consider in terms of love leading to sort of higher heavenly things. The basic idea is one way to think about it is like a ladder where each thing leads you up. The good horse wants to go up. The soul with wings wants to go up. And the bad horse wants to go down into earthly, material, power, sex, money things. And the good horse wants to go up towards higher intellectual things. So I just wanted to give you some examples so you can kind of think about the ways that this would work. So in the example of love, if you see a beautiful person, right? What the bad horse wants to do is have sex with that person, use that person. Like I'm sure you guys have experienced romantic relationships where the other person is just using you, using them for. I mean, certainly people get involved sexually with people and take their money and use them for sort of their own purposes, or take what they can from them and then throw them aside. That's the bad horse. What Socrates is interested is a ladder, and this is now granted. This is a little crazy for me to say this because it's not really in the Phaedrus, but I've read other things by Plato, and so I know what Plato's thinking of here. And I just kind of wanted to really quickly describe what Plato's thinking of. Um, for Plato, you see a beautiful person and you fall in love with them, just like with the story about the bad horse. You see somebody very attractive and you're like, that person's good looking. The bad horse is like, okay, have sex with that person, take their money, use them and abuse them and throw them away. Um, for Plato, the right way to do this, now, and you're probably thinking the right way to do this is, and he does describe it like this, is you see somebody beautiful and then, you're in love with them and your soul grows because when you're around them, it's good to experience love. It makes your heart bigger, it makes your mind bigger, it enlarges your soul, etc. And then and then the other person's soul also gets enlarged as you contemplate the nature of beauty and love and these kinds of things. But Plato's actually interested in something more complex, which is that you see somebody beautiful and then you fall in love with them. And then you realize it's not just about them, that actually, so your first instinct may be this person's good looking. That's like the first level of love. And then the next level of love might be they're not just good looking, but their mind is beautiful too, their soul, their heart. And you sort of love inner things. And that's like a level up. And Socrates does talk about that. But one of the things that Plato is thinking of is that the ladder goes much higher and larger and faster than you would think. So then you might realize, it's not just about love of this person, but actually, like, say, family love. You get married, you have kids, and there's like a bigger kind of love where it's not just like sexual love for one person or romantic love for one person, but a bigger thing involving family. Now you got your kids, you got your in-laws, and you sort of love your whole family. But then that love can be enlarged into, say, loving your community, where the neighborhood that you live in. But that can get bigger into like loving New Yorkers and caring for each other and wearing masks during COVID, so you're making sure your neighbors don't get sick, and that's a kind of love for your New York community. But then there's like a bigger kind of love for sort of Americans. But then you could get bigger and you can love all people in the world, and that's a kind of Jesus level sort of treat everyone like they're your neighbor. Love thy neighbor as thyself. And a kind of larger kind of love of all people everywhere. But then there's like there are other ways this ladder can go. So like the love of a person for being beautiful may lead you to realize the beauty. Like, so you can, this person's got a hot body, I'm in love with them. But that can also lead to, actually, the human body is a beautiful thing, and so I love athletics because I like to watch people with sort of amazing bodies do amazing things with them, and that's why I love sports, or that's why I love dance. Um, Dancing and sports. But there's bigger things too, because so let's take it from dance, but you say this person's got a great body, I love them, and then you're like, actually, the human body is great generally, and I love watching people dance. Experts do dancing; it's wonderful. But you can get bigger than that. You can say, I can see now the beauty of learning dancing has taught me the beauty of music, and then you can get even bigger. And you can say, well, music has taught me the beauty of order and organization and structure. And, and then, and so you can keep kind of going up and up and up the ladder because it's not really about one person for Plato. Because the higher heavenly philosophical things are these big general principles. He calls them universals. They're always true everywhere. And he's thinking about larger things, and this leads you into crazy spaces where your brain would probably never go. But the beauty of mathematics, the beauty of a chess game, the beauty of the way the universe moves, the beauty of physics, right, um, and these larger things, and that's what Plato's thinking about. The way that love, because he says when a person is in love, they don't know what they're in love with. The bad horse will tell you you want to have sex with this one person, but that the soul is yearning to get back to these sort of bigger issues. And so for Plato, any kind of feeling in your soul, it's not just a one person to one person relationship. It's about a kind of much larger idea of, I don't know, the way people are connected and different kinds of beauty and a ladder of beauty. And of course, for Plato, the things at the top end of the ladder are going to be emotional, intellectual, soul stuff and not body stuff. But you can see the way a good looking person, actually, lots of people are good looking, athletes, for example. And then actually, human beings everywhere in their own way are beautiful. And then actually, what is beauty? And mathematics of beauty, and music, and like bigger, 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 bigger things. So that's kind of basically the general ladder that Plato's talking about and thinking of in these pieces. So, okay, cool. I think we have finished that up and we've done a good job. And I was expecting to make 12 videos, but I kind of wrapped up at 10. So I'm going to stop here and I will put some more videos up next week. But I think that's the end of this. So I'm stopping 20 minutes early than I was going to. And I think that's probably good for everybody because we could probably use a break. And I'm sure you guys have questions and things to discuss. So head over to the discussion board and check them out. And check out the comments people are making, and you make some comments and try to we want to get 20 substantial comments by the end of the semester, and we will figure this whole crazy online teaching thing out. So thank you for joining me for all of these ridiculous lectures. You guys are amazing. I love you all. The good horse. Yeah.